afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me thank you all for coming here today. It's an honor to have the opportunity to address such a distinguished audience. For today's performance, we are going to explain about Shannon-Weaver model of communication.
Introduction. In its broader sense, the word communication refers to every kind of mutual transmission of information using sign or symbols between living beings, human and animals, between people and data processing machine.
Shannon-Weaver's model of communication. Claude Shannon was an American mathematician and an electronic engineer. Warren Weaver was an American scientist who wrote an article in Bell System Technical Journal called A Mathematical Theory of Communication, otherwise known as Shannon-Weaver model of communication. This model is particularly designed to develop effective communication between the sender and the receiver. In this model, noise is an important factor which affects the communication process. At first, the model was conceived to improve technical communication, but later it has been widely used in the field of communication. It is a transmission model that comprises 5 elements: an information source or sender, a transmitter, which encodes the message into signal, a channel to which signals are adapted for transmission, a receiver, which decodes the message from the signal, a destination where the message arrives. A 6-element noise is a dysfunctional factory. Any interference with the message traveling along the channel, such as static on the telephone or radio, which may lead to the signal received being different from what was sent. The diagram above shows how communication takes place in the Shannon-Weaver's model. The source is the person who sends a message with the use of a transmitter. This transmitter encodes the message into signal, which may be our cell phones, computers, and other devices. The signals that are sent and received can vary depending on the method of communication used. The message is transferred from encoder to decoder through a channel in which signals are adapted for transmission. During this process, the message may be affected by noise. Noise refers to any signal that may interfere in the transmission of the message. This interference may occur while the message travels along the channel, such as a static on the telephone. Such noise may affect the signal received, causing it to be different from what is sent. This again depends on the method of communication employed. The receiver is the person or the instrument on the other side that received the message. This is the simplest communication model that illustrates what actually happens in communication.
Shannon joined Bell Telephone Laboratories as a research mathematician in the 1941. In 1948, he worked on problem was eventually manipulating information. His goal of formulate a theory of guide effort of engineers in the proving was intent of transmitting electrical signal from one location to other. Salmon and Weather in 1949. Shannon published in Terror in the Bell Company Technological Journal in the article called "In the Mathematical Theory of Communication." In 1948, is theory of an only intended to telephone, but when the American scientist Warren Weaver applied the impersonal communication as a very effective model of communication has been created. With the help of Weather, Shannon theory became famous book called In the Mathematical Theory of Communication, published in the 1949.
The elements of the model. According to Shannon and Weaver, any communication system can be divided into: first, information source. Information source will produce a message. Second, a transmitter. A transmitter will encodes the message into signals. Third, a channel. A channel to which signals are adapted for transmission. Fourth, a receiver. A receiver which decodes the message from the signal. Fifth, a destination. A destination where the message arrives. And the last, a sixth element of noise. A sixth element of noise is a dysfunctional factor. Any interference with the message traveling along the channel will may lead to the signal received being different from the one sent. Shannon-Weaver's model of communication. Advantage of Shannon and Weaver model. Number 1. Communication is taken as quantifiable in the Shannon-Weaver model. Number 2. Such advantage made this model attractive to several academic disciplines. Number 3. The strength of Shannon and Weaver's model are its simplicity, generality, and quantificability. Number 4. The concept of noise helps in making communication effective by removing the noise or problem causing the noise. Number 5. Particular models are useful for some purpose and less useful for others. Number 6. Like any process of meditation, a model foregrounds some features and background others. Number 7. This model takes communication as a two-way process. It makes the model applicable in general communication. And last, number 8. It also draws serious academic attention to human communication and information theory, leading to further theory and research.
These levels of problems in the analysis of communication. Shannon and Weber argued that there were levels of problems of communication. Number 1, the technical problem. Number 2, the semantic problem. Number 3, effectiveness problem.
Conclusion: Shannon and Weber's model is the most well-known and influential model of communication. John Fix considered it widely accepted as one of the mainstays of communication studies has grown. Fix 1982. Their works proved valuable for communication engineers such a capacity of various communication channels in bits per 1 second. It also contribute to computer science and lead to the technical improvement in message transmission and stimulate scholars from several disciplines to study communication scientifically.